So I did this video about a year ago, but it got spawn killed on upload by TV Tokyo, and so I've decided that now is probably a good time to go ahead and do another video on Yamamoto, which is probably the perfect time for me to do this, seeing as my views on Yamamoto have done a complete 360, where I thought he was about top 5 in the verse about a year ago, then I started pushing this idea that he was maybe around top 20, and then after getting a bit more information and rereading some of the manga, I'm like, oh no, this guy's definitely in the top 5. As there are really only 3 characters that objectively beat Yamamoto. The first one should be really obvious, that's Yuha. He's capable of stealing Yamamoto's Bankai, meaning that even in his base, without the Almighty, he is relative to Yamamoto, and on top of that has other abilities like Sanct Altar and everything that Yamamoto without his Bankai just would not be able to resist. But I feel like Yuha is the very obvious one, right? I don't need to explain that very much. The other 2 are Ichigo and Aizen, as Aizen in his 4th fusion stated he was above all Shinigami and Hollows, and obviously Aizen has a very good understanding of Yamamoto's powers. He created a being specifically designed to seal his Zanpakuto, and it worked, mind you. Then on top of that, Aizen does know what a Bankai is, and I'm sure Aizen, being one of the smartest characters, if not the smartest character in the verse, can put 2 and 2 together, which I know some people are going to disagree with. That might be the smartest character in the verse. I might make a video on that in the future. I actually think it's contestable that Aizen might be smarter than Kisuke. But that's besides the point. You have 4th fusion Aizen being, you know, the strongest Shinigami and Hollow at that point, right? Then Dangai Ichigo comes there and slaps him around. Aizen evolves to the point that he's able to damage Dangai Ichigo. Then Ichigo goes Mugetsu, bodies Aizen. Aizen then adapts even further on top of that, right? Saying he's reaching a level even beyond where he and Ichigo were at previously, where they were fused with their Zanpakutos, like it was fused to their hand. And then at that point, Aizen's like, no, I just don't even need a Zanpakuto at all. Like, I'm becoming one with my Zanpakuto. Like, I'm reaching a level that, you know, beyond even you, right? And then obviously Ichigo gets his, you know, quote-unquote power that he used to defeat Aizen back in the Blood War when he gets his true Shikai. And then he and Aizen go and just mop up Yuha real quick. Which, by the way, that god Yuha would have been defeated by Ichigo and Aizen if he didn't just regen right afterwards. Like, they basically did beat Yuha. Like, let's not take that away from them. So if Yuha would body Yamamoto, and then not only do Ichigo and Aizen have these statements and the scaling, but they actually just straight up beat Yuha, then, you know, these are like the 3 characters that objectively beat Yamamoto. But everyone else, it's debatable. Like, you can make an argument for Yamamoto, and it really comes from 2 statements, as I'll get into right now. So the 2 statements are, 1, Yuha saying that no one else would have been able to steal or, you know, contain Yamamoto's Bankai. And we know, well, from this statement and also from other examples like Fullbring Ichigo not being able to have his Bankai stolen by that Arankar Quincy dude, that you do have to scale somewhat to the character whose Bankai you're trying to steal. Then on top of that, in the data book, it actually states that even though Yamamoto has 1 arm and is weakened, he's still stronger than all of the other Shinigami, which these 2 statements combined are very powerful, because 1, him being stronger than all of the captains might seem, you know, not that impressive because most of them got Bukake'd by the Stern Ritter, right? But there are a few that didn't do any training or get any of those power boosts from the first invasion to the end of the series. The 3 name ones would be Shunsui, Mayuri, and Unohana. I guess you could include Jushiro, but it's not clear if they're including like the Mime Hage with Jushiro as well when we talk about him, so we'll just talk about those 3, right? Unohana bodied Kenpachi, who beat 3 Stern Ritters very casually, and she killed him numerous times. Like, she would kill and revive him to full health and then kill him again, right? Just over and over and over and over and over again. So first of all, being stronger than her, very good. Shunsui doesn't do any training at all and basically single-handedly takes out Lille. Like, he even had the god-slaying paddle in his possession. He wasn't able to wield it, but when the Now goes to wield it against Lille, Shunsui literally like grabs onto it as well and helps her wield it in the fight against Lille. Like, he literally did everything to beat Lille. He basically did it on his own. He just needed the Now to hold on to the handles, right? Then Mayuri, the entire war is building a suit, right? There's no evidence that he trained or did anything to improve in power, and he again basically takes down Pernida by himself with a little help from Nemu, right? But Nemu honestly, like unironically, should be considered standard equipment for Mayuri. That's something I've been saying since day one, and honestly, if he used Nemu to beat Pernida, I mean, that's pretty much all Mayuri if she is standard equipment for him. So that statement on its own is good, But the second statement where Yuha says nobody else could have contained the power of his Bankai except for him, like, that's even better, because that's Yuha being like, oh, well, none of the Stern Ritter would have been able to contain your power either. And, you know, sure, there's some duds in there and some obvious ones, like, sure, Basby wouldn't have been able to control it, but Basby got swatted away by Shikai Yamamoto, so he wasn't in the running to be stronger than him anyway. But how about people like Gremmy, Gerard, Askin, like some of these really top tier Stern Ritter, they wouldn't have been able to contain his Bankai? Like, that automatically pushes Yamamoto to like top 5 in the verse, because a lot of those Stern Ritters, like, Gerard took Bankai Kenpachi, Adult Toshiro, and Byakuya combined to just wear him down, and then he was still coming back from that. Askin took like he dropped Shikai Ichigo, then he makes Kisuke go Bankai, and then he takes like Grimjow coming in. Like, it's just ridiculous, and none of these guys could stand up to just the raw power of Yamamoto's Bankai. Also, just so people don't think it's a contradiction for him to be weaker than Shikai Ichigo and like Mugetsu and all them, but yet stronger than Askin, who dropped Shikai Ichigo. For one, as far as we're aware, Askin dropped Ichigo with his hat, which is a bit different than just being straight up more powerful than someone. But two, we also don't entirely know how that fight went down. Something else that's a bit more interesting as well is Ichibei versus Yamamoto is an actual really good topic, because they're both like undoubtedly the strongest members of their group, and I know the Zero Squad is stated to be stronger as a whole than the Gote 13 as a whole, but the wording of that is already like very interesting and like leaves that option open. You know, they're not just like, oh yeah, the Zero Squad, they would just body all of them, no contest. It's like, well, all of them together could beat the entirety of the Gote 13. And if you think about it, Ichibei and Yamamoto are both much stronger than everyone else in their respective groups, so the averages obviously would be very skewed since both groups are so top heavy. And of course, if you have 5 people in this group, right, and 13 in this other one, of course the Zero Squad is going to look more impressive if you're just taking the average power alone. So it might actually skew more in Yamamoto's favor as well, seeing as Yamamoto, as far as we know, did beat Yuha in the past. And again, as far as we know, that Yuha had the Almighty, which Ichibei got slapped by. So look, I'm not saying Yamamoto would have bodied Ichibei, but I mean, because obviously Ichibei has some hacks that Yamamoto probably doesn't have a resistance to, but as far as power, like, look, I'm not saying nothing, right? I'm just like laying some facts up for you guys. I'm giving y'all the pieces, and y'all can put the puzzle together or not, all right? And honestly, that's all I'm gonna cover in this video. I mean, I could go over like, oh, Yamamoto's like multi-galaxy, right, because of his feat, but I go over that in literally every Bleach versus video. It's like one of the best feats for people to scale to, and everybody knows what Yamamoto can do as far as abilities at this point, like Shikai, Big Fire, Bankai, OP Slash, resurrects, you know, a bunch of dead people, and he gets sun armor. Like, it's very, very basic, and everybody knows at this point. The only thing that I feel people do forget about is his fisting techniques, which, hold on, pause, let me explain. When he fights Wonderweiss, Wonderweiss is shown to have some level of regeneration, and with Sokotsu, Yamamoto is able to kill Wonderweiss past his regeneration. So it's one of the abilities that people forget that Yamamoto can do, is that he can neg people's regeneration with his physical attacks. But yeah, that's all that I have for you guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts in the comment section down below, and if you disagreed with this video, you have some thoughts, you just want to chill, I don't care, join the Discord down below. It's where you can find me pretty much at most hours of the day. I mean, I am in class now, so, you know, I'm not in there as much as I would like to be, but spring break coming up, and, you know, I'm taking all comers during spring break. I got a week off, and I'll fight all you people, all right? But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace. Late, guys.